Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Recession resistant industry. Cosmetics. Now, look, I'm going to be real with that one. As a man, I'm like cosmetics. And that's not necessarily a need for women. They don't need cosmetics, but they sure as hell want them. Have y'all noticed whenever there's talk of financial trouble or businesses going under, it's very rare you hear about a cosmetics business going out. Now, it's not impossible. It's not impossible. And usually when one goes out, that means some other businesses have taken its place. You know, and indeed, how many times we've heard about some young woman becoming a billionaire or at least making millions just with a cosmetics product. See, that's naive. Like I said, that ain't a particular need for men. Well, most men. I'm starting to hear about men really getting into it. And indeed, there is a rising personal care industry for men, like, stuff for our faces and all of that. Then that's increasing. So, but it's not something we need. Like, you need food. You need to wash your ass. You need some toilet paper for that. I just like saying toilet paper, y'all. But you need those things. You need some soap and all of that. You don't need, women don't really need makeup. But it's recession resistant because women want it. See, that taps into just a primal nature. What do women want? Attention. They always want to look pretty. That's just a primal thing. As a result, no matter what's going on, they want to fix up. Because let's be real, when we talk about makeup isn't all that expensive. Some lipstick, a little bit of money, just some basic, some for the skin, basic, all of that, everything. All of that they can get for relatively cheap prices. Shoot, you can get some of those things at a dollar store. So it's always going to sell just because of a desire. The basics of industry in this culture is, economics is supply and demand. There's a huge demand for it. And as long as women want attention, not just to get men, but to really compete with other women and, to feel good about themselves, they're always going to want cosmetics. And I thought about that because, as I said, I was looking up different things, talking about different industries, and I was like, wow. I mean, there were some other industries I could have talked about real quick, like, the funeral industry. I'm like, that's kind of morbid, but people will always die. So I'm trying to laugh and keep them like groaning. But anyway, cosmetics, because I was thinking about that. I was like, yeah, because whenever we get the financial thing, like I said, except for a company here and there going out of business, we never hear anything about the industry. And indeed, like I said, you got newly minted billionaires from just doing cosmetics. That's a major, people don't realize how major that is. And especially since you have women and increasingly men who are using them. And they want it, because what's a basic thing? A very basic thing, sex. Sex sells, and not just pornography or anything like that, But if you look at much of the industry, many industries are based around people having relationships. If you look at the jewelry, most jewelry, people buying these diamonds, men buying these diamonds and stuff for women, it's just a pretty thing. Their only functional use is really in a laser. But other than that, they're just some real expensive things. But why is a guy going to buy that like $5,000 ring? He's trying to please that woman. It's playing to her vanity. And see, she wants that played to, so what she's going to do? She's going to put on a ton of makeup, everything, fixing their face. When women, I've seen women contour their noses with makeup. I'm like, wait, man, I thought your nose was thinner. It's like, it's like, wow. I've seen some women take their makeup off, and I'm like, wow, where do those blemishes come from? But that's how deep it is. And what are they doing it for? They want to attract a mate. Indeed, many men starting to buy things, to exfoliate all that stuff for their skin. You could actually put that under the cosmetics umbrella. It's not as prevalent though. It's still not as prevalent, but it's growing. Now, as with other things, you can think about it on several levels. If you have some type of cosmetics product, just like you might have some product like some soap or something, maybe some type of foundation, maybe a lipstick. I actually knew someone who created, I think it was lipsticks, a certain lipstick. You know, you could also in that consider, perfumes, colognes and stuff. Now, men will get the colognes, definitely, but all of that still sells in general. All of that still sells in general, and that's where the power. That's where the thing is. That's where the money's to be made. So you can get into it for business. Once again, like I said, I'm not big. For the third time this week, I'm saying I'm not big on stocks. I'm not a stock broker or really get into that market. But if you know someone, talk to them, and then maybe just check out different companies, cosmetics companies, and see how their stock is doing. That's very important. And like I said, because you think about it, you can get cosmetics at a grocery store. You can get cosmetics any place. That's a major deal. So you can invest in it and, work in that industry. Those are jobs. Now, I'm not sure any of these industries, you don't hear too much about cuts in these different industries, like with personal care products, grocery stores, cosmetics. You don't hear too much about cuts. You usually hear about it in other industries like the tech industry. But you don't really hear about, cuts in the industry because people, it's almost like, I'm going to tell you what, it's almost kind of like food. Women always want to look good. Always. Even the nerdiest women, even some women say, I ain't into that, but she's doing her eyebrows. All of that, think about it. You got like spaces where they just doing a woman's eyebrows and making money off of it. That's serious. That is serious. But it's something to look into. Now, with all of this, like I said, do a Google search into different industries. See which one that you might want to get into. See which one you might already be in there. You're not thinking about it. If you're into stocks, think about what you want to invest in. Personal care thing. The personal care thing, like I said, that's you're going to wash your ass with some toilet paper. I hate to say toilet one more time. But you're going to. You just think about stuff you're going to use all the time. And then, you're always going to go to the grocery store. And then even with the cosmetic example, think about what do people get no matter what, no matter what's going on. Like no matter how bad the economy is, a woman going to fix up her face. She's going to fix her hair. Anything dealing with the hair industry. It's so many things. So anyway, and I'm just giving, and this is just a sample. You could probably do a whole channel talking about these type of businesses. And and probably is someone doing some stuff talking about this with way far more expertise than I have. And that's cool, but definitely look it up. Look it up, just even if it's just to get a perspective, because there's plenty of information about these types of industries. All right. So anyway, that's all I have for now. Y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.